Hi, Cindy Olivo. I am the marketing manager for media and entertainment at Dell Technologies.
Nice to meet you, Logan Lawler, lead AI solutions for Dell Pro Max at Dell Technologies. What is different about Dell? A little bit about Dell, as I think probably a lot of people watching this video have used, Dell products from a client standpoint, or even maybe in the data center for a while. I think the big thing where Dell has really evolved is being the only OEM kind of to create the concept of an AI factory. So it's the Dell AI factory with NVIDIA, which connects our hardware, which being Dell Pro Max, with NVIDIA RTX GPUs, kind of all the way to the data center. So we have a full kind of client desk side inference, fine tuning story, all the way to full deployment in a data center, right? And we're kind of the only OEM to do that. And that's kind of through our partnership with NVIDIA around kind of the software stack, GPUs, accelerated compute, storage, and the like. And I think that's a big difference in what maybe people remember from the Dell of yesteryear and today's Dell.
I mean, obviously, I think AI is continuing to be a disruptor. Agentic AI is the new sort of buzzword. But I think for M&E specifically, it's immersive media and immersive experiences. We are looking beyond just seeing something on a screen. How do we experience that? And that's where I think AR, VR, digital humans are we're starting to see more of that trend.
And I would agree. I mean, with AI, right? AI kind of started from a generative space, right? Where people were making, pictures of koala bears holding
Footballs.
Yeah, footballs or penguins or whatever, right? And I think AI has evolved and is more disruptive because one, you're starting to see a lot more human in the loop, to not lose the human aspect of things, but then also a little bit more controllability over AI, especially in the media entertainment space, where you can kind of control characters, consistency, and people are doing some wild and crazy things with AI that if you stop by the Tech Zone booth or Dell Technologies Tech Zone booth, you'll be able to see some of it.
And I think what's really interesting about the trend is that it's giving so much creative freedom to people that aren't necessarily in big studios, right? You've got creators now at home, sitting behind their computers, and creating this amazing content. And so the democratization of AI and creative freedom, I think, we're seeing a real renaissance of content right now. And I think that's really interesting. Well, we've got two stands. So I'll touch on the first one and then I'll let Logan talk about what he's got going on. So at the main Dell booth in Hall 7, we are basically going to have a mini virtual production studio. We've partnered with one of our studio partners, Orbital Studios, and they're going to be bringing, a mini spaceship, and customers are really going to see how minis play into virtual production. And what's really amazing about our booth is that we are telling a full portfolio story. So we've got our workstations on the front end, and then we're building essentially a mini data center into the booth so customers can see how it all works together. We've also partnered with some of the biggest names in M&E from a software perspective. We're going to be showcasing Adobe, Autodesk, Chorus Effects, Avid, Blackmagic. So we've got some big partners in the booth as well that are all going to be running really interesting workflows on our Dell Pro Max workstations powered by NVIDIA GPUs.
So what can you expect when you come to the Tech Zone? So Cindy just kind of described the very serious Dell Technologies booth. Tech Zone is designed to be fun. A couple reasons. One is we're going to be able, very similar, telling the kind of the desk side to the data center story. We're going to have several partners, but the difference is that when you walk up at the Tech Zone, I have this personal belief of mine is that AI adoption is a little scary. And until you actually put your foot out there and you try it, you're never going to do it. I mean, I've been hounding Cindy for months now to take that first step, and she's never actually done it. So when you come up to the Tech Zone, you'll have 5 different demos, workflows, kind of spanning all things within M&E and broadcast, et cetera, where you'll be able to take kind of a bite-sized demo, be able to do it hands-on yourself, actually on screen. And then the coolest part, which I'm super proud of, is that you'll get a token. And much like young children, you will be able to go over to a claw machine that'll be filled with prizes, and you'll be able to put that coin in. So you want to do all 5 demos, you get 5 tokens. So not only be learning, but we'll be having a lot of fun. It's a great question. I'm not an M&E expert by any stretch of the imagination, but what I will say, for TV, I think TV will always be around. I mean, I don't think that that's going to go anywhere. I mean, it's got 100 years on it through what has happened over the course of 100 years. I don't think it's going away. I do think the way people maybe consume TV or the way the content that is watched and how it is produced might change at the end of the day, right? With potentially, some AI, whether it's video generation or whatever, not taking a human out of the loop necessarily, but being able to feed in scenes. I think that type of stuff will change, but I think at the end of the day, TV's around to stay.
I mean, I think we saw the rise of the streaming services, and I'm noticing this trend that everyone is really focused on getting people back into theaters, and I think that the theater experience is going to become more immersive, and so I think we're going to start seeing more of that, and yeah, I think sky's the limit, really. Really looking forward to seeing everyone, whether it's at the Dell booth in Hall 7 or the future Tech Zone in Hall 14. Come by. We'd also really like to thank our partners and our customers, NVIDIA, Adobe, Autodesk, and all of the major ISVs that we work with.
Hall 14, come by. You'll get your hands on full practitioner knowledge with AI. And who doesn't want to win something out of a claw machine? I mean, harken back to the days of childhood. Come by, get a token, and we appreciate you taking the time.